A South Carolina native has a starring role in a Broadway musical. Learn about the production and his advice for aspiring actors. Here's Chase Wolfe. Chase, thanks so much for being with us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I love the story of Pretty Woman. It's a classic. It's one that many people know. But for those who aren't familiar, tell us a little bit of the storyline.
Yeah, so it's based off the movie. In fact, a lot of our script is directly taken from the movie and brought in. And it's about a woman named Vivian Ward, who works on the streets and happens to run into a billionaire businessman, and they just kind of connect. They click, and through a series of events, they end up spending a week together. And she kind of changes him for the better, and he falls in love and opens up. And I get to play that character, Edward Lewis, originally played by Richard Gere in the movie, which is fun.
How exciting. So do you connect to that character of Edward Lewis in any way?
I didn't think I would. When I auditioned, I hadn't seen the film. I watched like half of it just to audition, and then I finished it after I booked the role. But I do. I find myself, even in the business that I work, becoming kind of a workaholic and a business-minded person mostly, and kind of shifting most of my focus there. And so it's really cute to kind of be on stage and like realize that my heart could be stolen by anyone at any moment, just because they I don't know, unlock something that allows me to just like be myself for a moment, which is cool.
Tell us a little bit about your college journey too, because we kind of connected on that. We have degrees that don't really match up with what we're doing now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I had parents that loved me and were very concerned about my future and well-being. And so when I went to college, they said, you can't major in theater because what happens if you fail? What do you fall back on? You need to get what they said are real degrees. So I have a bachelor's of science in chemistry pre-med and a bachelor's of arts in Chinese from Wofford College, which is up in the upstate. And I use neither one of them now, which is great. But at the end of the day, they do every audition room I step into, I get an extra minute and a half because they say chemistry and Chinese. Mm-hmm. Why? And then they get to see who I am. And I think it also proves that like I can learn anything I put my mind to. And I think that's a lot of what college is about, is just learning to learn. In college, I had a professor, his name was Dan Day, and he said, the better you are at life, the better you are at theater, and vice versa. And I find that to be true, just to live every moment. And a lot of what we do on stage is bring as much authenticity we can into a room and into a role and into a moment. And there are times where you're playing a character that has a feeling or this, that, or emotion or something about a situation, and you either pull something from outside, or when you have to think about it, you realize, oh, I needed to learn this for my life too. And it's just played back and forth. It's a really good way of like psychoanalyzing yourself in some ways, or correcting. But I think the biggest life lesson is just learning to be yourself in every room and embrace like who you are as a person, and the good, the bad, and the ugly, like all of it, just embracing everything and bringing your full self to every moment and being present.
Is there any advice that you'd give to anyone maybe younger and wanting to get into the performing arts, or maybe someone who's older and wanting to advance their skills?
Yeah, get out there and do it. Take as many classes as you can, meet people. I think every industry is the same. The joke, it's not about the grades you make, but the hands you shake. But networking is really important. Finding someone that is some form of a mentor, someone you can ask questions. Also, never be afraid of failing, because you will, a lot. And every failure, you will learn something, and you will learn and you'll grow. Every audition I step into is an opportunity to learn something. And whether it goes well or not, whether I book it or not, and let's be honest, probably 90+% of the time we aren't booking. We're just hitting audition rooms and leaving, and we'll never see those people again or talk to those people again until something happens. But I think the best thing you can do is get out there, ask questions, and just keep throwing darts at a wall. Something will stick.